Well, we're finally doing something to this. So right now we're taking the seats out because we bought some seats and we got some seat harnesses or seat belt harnesses, whatever you want to call them, 5 points. And then we bought the cheapest coilovers on Amazon we could find for this car. So we're gonna put them on and then we're gonna take them to the racetrack and see if they do any better than this stock 100,000 mile suspension, which I don't know if they will. They might be worse. We're gonna find out. So we pulled off the feet from the stock seat because we're cheap and we're not gonna buy actual mounting plates. But if the stock plates or the stock points aren't good enough, what is? We're gonna bolt those in and then we're gonna take the seats and we're gonna have the new stuff on there. We're gonna line it up, make sure that everything will go on there, and either we'll bolt it together if they all line up, or I'm gonna weld it together. And then I trust my weld, so don't care. All right, trying to figure out how everything is going to go together. That's pretty much where we're at right now. Get in there. All right. We have seats with brackets. So let me just make these a little bit more even. There. Hopefully that goes in. Ugh. Go back. Hey! Well, front 2 bolts work. Now the question is, will the back ones work? Bolts line up.
You got it started?
Yes I do. All right, Matt says that the seat works.
Solid.
Yeah, solid enough. As I said before, both seats have different mounting brackets from the factory. Guessing that's a Ford thing, because this is the Ford Miata. So this side's different. And we're doing different things. Nope, still too far forward.
Forward?
Or I mean back, too far back. The rails are clicked even, but it's the other thing too. Remember that seat, the rails weren't even with the bolt holes?
Yeah.
Cheap seats. So I could just do both tacks in the front and then we see how it sits. We'll not slide anything yet.
Yeah, it won't slide shit.
Well, we're gonna have to slide it to move it, but I'm not gonna sit in the seat and then slide it because it'll probably pop a weld, so. All right, you wanna grab me a torch and then I'll probably have you like reach over and push down on this while I tack. Well, seats are in, mounted, and they are affixed to the car. We still gotta put the harnesses in, which we're gonna do, but we're gonna do the coilovers first and get the suspension sorted out. I'm gonna start taking everything apart, put the coilovers on, which will be nice because we can actually corner balance it and hopefully that'll help in with some of that turn-in stuff that we were having issues with. So these are the coilovers that we bought off Amazon and we filtered by price. So these were $399, which if you are a car person, you know that that is usually the price of maybe one coilover. It says Hyper R on it, but they're Rev9, at least that's what the ad said. So Hyper Street Performance, whatever, Rev9 Power. You know it's not good when there's like 4 different company names on something because either everybody has their hand in the pot or they just can't decide. So the quality probably isn't there, but we're gonna find out the quality because not only are we putting these in, but we're going to be taking them to the track here in a little bit, 2 weeks. So we're going to set these up and we're actually going to corner balance these. Do the alignment and everything like that, and give them the best chance that they can. Now, we know roughly our time at the track because we've been going for the last 4 months. We're going to see how much this drops. So the one thing that we are looking for with these coilovers, I think we'll be able to get, which is more camber. So on these, this is a rear wheel, this is a front wheel, right? And so if you can look right there, there's like a little triangle looking thing that's supposed to be there. And so the tip of that point, there's a better one over here. But so there's supposed to be a point over here, right? So that's probably where the point is supposed to be. So that's supposed to be as far as rollover that you get when you're turning really hard, and that tells you that your camber is proper. Now, if we look at a front one, we can see that we're probably rolling over like 3/8 of an inch or more, which means that we're actually driving on the sidewall while we're on track. So misinformation is all the internet is there for, okay? There is no actual real information on the internet. You're just listening to me talk, and this is probably putting you to sleep. Anyways. Right? So I think we're probably going to go for somewhere around -2.5 degrees, because we were like 1.4, 1.5, somewhere in that range. And that should be a lot better. I don't think we need to go to 3. Eric agrees. Eric agrees. So we're gonna get these ones out. I'm gonna set these ones up. We're gonna do a 1/8 inch of preload. If you don't know what that is, I have other videos explaining it. Go watch those. So I'm gonna do an 1/8 inch of preload, and then we're gonna mess with the height, and we'll get the scales out here, and we'll do all the other fun stuff. Where's my tape measure? Ah, yes, so they are Rev9, Hyper Street, whatever, yeah. Too many words. Don't care, we'll see if they work. This is my favorite thing, being a supervisor. Perfect. Where are these two? This is out of the box. The car is hanging, and tire is tucked. So we're not going to do that, because we will go off-roading at 70. So we're going to extend these from what they do come out of the box. But I'm actually pretty sure you can go lower than this. Whatever you people that go lower than this would do. We're going to get an idea better on this side, and then make the other side kind of match, and then we'll get ground measurements once we're there. But yeah, these go really low. So far, this is the only real thing that's been shitty about these, is tightening this nut, or this bolt that holds this in. This is like smashing, so you have to keep going, and these torque to like 75, but you have to smash part of that bushing, which isn't easy. Everything else seemed to have gone fine. Ugh. Perfect, 75. Yeah, the other thing too is these are really chintzy, and when tightening them, I've actually peeled back the aluminum on it. So you get what you pay for. That's what we're doing with that. So we also decided while we're doing it, because it's 4 o'clock and I want to go home, and not really big on it. We're not going to corner balance it. We're just gonna set the ride height to be even, and then align it and call it a day. Well, the next test is going to be at the track. I drove it around the complex here. No weird noises, it's responsive. You know, it feels decent. I'm probably going to drive it home, because I don't wanna set up the trailer again right now. But when I drive it home, I'll have an idea of what it feels like, you know, driving down normal streets. And, you know, compared to my my other NC, which has the Meister CDR Zetas, or Zetas CDR, whatever, CRDs, whatever they are. So I'll have like a kind of comparison on that. We did the string alignment. It's got -2.5 degrees of camber on all 4 corners. The rear has a 1/16 of toe in. The front has 0 toe. Funny enough, this is actually as low as the rear will possibly go with this preload. So the only way to make this go lower is to take preload out of it and let the spring wiggle around and all that stuff, which is horrible. Don't do that. It's not a good ride quality. It makes it ride really stiff. Adjusting the bottom part of it is the only height adjustment, and this one in the back is spun all the way up. The front, which I did measure, they're within like probably 1/8 of an inch or so, maybe 3/16 of each other, front to back, for ride height. But the front actually had to come up a little over 2 inches out of the box. So marks against them for that. I don't know why you need so much adjustment in the front and so little in the back, but that's what it is. I'm really just waiting for us to go beat on it on the track.